Well, hello everyone. Happy Sunday. I'm going to attempt to make with you 3 ATC cards. I'm a beginner, so I'm going to show you what worked for me and what is the style that I like to make for ATC tradings. When you start, go simple, go step by step, and don't get overwhelmed. And start with the basic. And the basics are that you can make your own cards by cutting pieces of scrapbook paper to size 2.5 by 3.5, like I did here. I used the other side, the white part, to make my card. I also do a background with watercolors and stencil, and this is a watercolor paper. I do the master board first, and then I cut them into pieces and build my design. I do a collage. That's my style because I don't know how to draw or paint, but this is what I enjoy to do. Or you can buy them already made, like this one here, or playing cards. These are very nice too. They are exactly the size 2.5 by 3.5. So you can use playing cards, you can buy them already made, or you can make your own. Today what I'm going to do for you is going to be three cards using my background. This is going to be now for fall. I'm going to do a Christmas one, and yeah, 2 for fall and 1 for Christmas. And one of them is going to be 3-dimensional. That's why I have 1 for Christmas. That's going to be the one. And then what I do is I find my images on Amazon. I buy books that they're specialized for ephemera, and they have designs that you can cut out and decorate your cards. And this is what I'm using. You can put collage ephemera books, and there's a lot of them on Amazon. They're for fall, Christmas, all season. You can find your images, and then I cut them. You need a nice pair of scissors to cut your images, and then you go from there. If you want to go to the trouble of buying this type of books, so they can get kind of pricey, you can go to your local dollar store and find these stickers. These are like 3D stickers. Let me open them for you so you can see one. So go to your local dollar store and then get these stickers. I usually put more glue on the back when I use them to make sure that they're not going to come undone. And you can build your ATC cards using these, and then adding more elements to your card if you don't want to go to the trouble of fussy cutting and buying the books. Or you can also go to Pinterest, and there is a lot of prints in there that you can get for free, or buy them at Etsy. If you want to build your backgrounds, you can use sprays, and these sprays were gifted to me by my friend Linda, and she made me this card too. This card that when you open it up, it becomes a box. You can use those sprays, and also you can use these distress inks and distress oxides. And if you notice, I have one brush for each of them, for each color. I don't like to mix the colors, so I have one for each. And if you do an ink, especially one for ink, and if you're using one for distress oxide, that's for that color and for that specific type of ink. Another way of build your background for your card could be using old books, like old dictionaries, old books, and music sheets. This is from a book that I found, one of those church books that have the music and the lyrics. Yeah. And you might gonna need some tweezers and your glue, which I'm gonna be using Elmer glue, and I'm also gonna be using this acrylic glue, very nice, especially for the small elements that you put on your card. So let's get started, and I hope that this will help you to begin to make your own ATC cards and have fun. Okay, the first card that we're gonna make is the one that I already have the background already made in a watercolor paper, and we're just gonna add elements to it. And in this case, I'm gonna use a collage. I already cut them out from a collage book that I have. So I fussy cut her. When I mean fussy cutting is by taking the image and cut it all the way around. If you're not good at fussy cutting, you can do some white space around. That's perfectly fine. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have other elements to make my focal point to pop. In this case, I'm going to be using a piece of paper that is from an old dictionary. So you tear them as thin as you want. If you want to leave the words the right way, or you can put them backwards, it's your preference. And then I'm just going to do is I'm going to cut a little piece, and I'm going to use my distress ink, and I'm going to ink around the paper, so it makes it more interesting, and it gives them dimension, and it looks more vintage. So after I do that, I take my glue. You can use glue stick, but I like this glue because it won't wrinkle my paper, and it will stick very fast. So I take a corner, like right here. I want to put my letters facing me, the way that people can read them. If you have a piece hanging, you can either do it like this or cut it off, no problem. So see, I have one layer, another layer on top of the watercolors that I did. Now I can start building my focal point. I'm going to also ink around her, so that she will look more vintagey. She will pop up more. You can be able to see her a little bit more. These inks are awesome. They are so versatile, and they are very easy to use. So I'm going to take some glue, but before that, I'm going to place her and make sure that she'll look okay, and then she's not going to be that big. And if she will have a little bit showing up on the top, that's fine. You can cut it, or you can leave it as it is. And then I have like a little mushroom right here, which I'm gonna put first. You can put it straight, or you can put it sideways, and you can keep adding more elements around her. Like if I want to put here some leaves, and that will complete my design. So if you're a beginner, if you want to play with collage, this is perfectly fine. So what I put some glue on here, my mushroom, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my mushroom right here in this corner. notice that I'm not gonna glue it all the way down, because now I'm going to place her like she is behind that mushroom. And I also can glue this element, the leaves, on top of the mushroom, like right behind it. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to apply some glue here. Make sure that you put like in a border so it won't come undone. So I'm going to go right here and set up my leaves in a way that they're coming like behind the mushroom, and then I glue them right there. And I'm gonna put some glue on her, especially on the sides. And I'm gonna glue her like she is standing behind that mushroom right here in this corner. Now I can make sure that I glue everything in place. If it gets a little, this glue dries fast. So right now I have to apply more here on the side and more here on her feet. Now I can glue. And especially these little details right here. Right there and right here. And don't worry about it, because this glue will dry clear. See? And there you have it. So you build up your background, you add more elements, and then you make a nice collage. Isn't she beautiful? Now we're going to complete the card. We're going to add a sentiment. And I have one of these. Let me see. You can put love you. Remember the now. I'm going to take this one. Sometimes what I do, if I want to make it look so white, what I do is I take the same ink and I go up on top a little bit. And even though these have glue, but sometimes the glue is not too sturdy, so what I do is I apply more glue on the back. These tweezers are awesome. I got them at Michael's. So you decide if you want it on the bottom, if you want it on the top, if you want it on the side. I just want to put mine right here on the bottom. Make sure that it's straight. As straight as possible. And that is your sentiment. And I can cut the bottom. I can fold it here, put some glue in the back and fold it in, or I can cut it or leave it as it is. But if that's gonna bother you, then you do this. Put some glue and then you glue in the back. And to finish the card, I like to go around with a nice dark ink. It could be brown, it could be black, and I like to distress the border with my ink, and that will give it a nice finish. And this is the basic. And then after you do that, you check everything to make sure that you have enough glue. Like right here, my mushroom is kind of need more glue, see? And then you make sure that everything is glue, because you don't want to send a card that is halfway glue or is going to come undone to your recipient. See, make sure that those little corners you add more glue, and you make sure that, and there you have it. And there is your card. Card number 1 already done. Okay, for the second card, I'm going to be using, I'm going to do my own background. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to color the back of the front of the card with some distress ink. And I'm going to use the musical notes, pieces of the musical note, and then build up my collage. This one is going to be 3D, and what I did is I make a copy, and I made a copy of him, and I use cardstock. Not a heavyweight, it's a lightweight, but it's more thicker than the regular paper, because this is regular paper, and see how flimsy it is, and it curls up. But this one is like lightweight cardstock paper, so he will not curl the edges, and it's more sturdy. So then what I'm going to use, I had already my sentiment here, and I'm going to use holidays. I got my background, my other elements that I'm going to use, and I'm going to make in 3D by using this type of stickers, which is that foam stickers, and I'm going to put them all in the back, and then that way the image is going to be rise up instead of being flat like the first one we did. And I'm going to be using the distress ink in barn door, the distress ink shabby shutter, so it's going to be a combination of some red and green. Okay. If I don't start directly on the card because these inks are very powerful, so you start from the side and then you go in. That way it's not, because if I do it right away, it'll, watch, see, it'll be too much. Now I'm going to do, like I said, I use one brush for each color. Shabby shutters. See, I started on the side and then I worked my way in to make my focal point. And if you want to, you can add some water, and then what it can, with the dropper, and it can take the look of like watercolor, and what they do is the color would disperse. But if you want to leave it like that, it's perfectly fine. I'm not going to do it in the card because then I might need a heating tool to dry the water, but I'm just going to do it on the side so you can have an idea of what I'm talking about. So that's what happened when you add water to this ink. And then you move it around. See? It's like watercolor. You can also take a baby wipe and wipe and do like this, like pounce it, and that will also change the design. And it looks like this. But like I said, I'm not gonna do anything because it takes time to dry, and you need like a hidden tool. So we're going to continue. I'm going to take my image and I go around with some ink, dark ink, and what this is going to help us is to give more definition. Like I said, it makes a nice detail. It makes a huge difference. Okay, now that I have my card, I'm going to start building the background. I have the color. Now I'm going to put this piece of musical notes. I already ink around it because I don't much. Oh, you already saw me doing it. And I'm going to add this Christmas tree right here on the side. And then I'm going to place him in the middle and finish my elements to decorate him. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna glue everything like you saw me doing before. I'm gonna glue my elements, and then I'm gonna glue him in the middle, and I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna make him go to look like 3D. So I'll be right back. Okay, what I did here is I put all my elements in here, my background, and then I decorated my background with the musical notes, another element, and a Christmas tree. And what I did with him, I added the pieces of foam, these pieces of foam, and then I took the back because these are double-sided. So once you place the glue to this side, then you peel off the top portion of it. And then you have to be careful. You have to make sure where you're going to place it, because once you place him, you're done. You cannot take him off. If you take him off, it's going to damage your card. So I'm going to make sure that I'm going to be placing him like right here in the middle. And that's it. And if you see pieces of his wing out, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. And I have already have my sentiment cut out. The sentiment, you can glue it, or you can also put 2 pieces of foam in the back if you want to. Let me see what we can put it. Like if we put it right here, I'm not gonna raise the sentiment because then it will interfere. So I'm gonna put it like maybe I can put it over here. Nope, because that will cover it. I think I'm gonna put it right here, and then or maybe this side right there. Let me cut a little piece on the front and on the back, and then I can put it right there. Okay. My glue is dry. So when that happened, I use a piece, a pin, and then I unclog my glue. Okay, so now we can put it right here like this. Okay, right. See, his look like 3-dimensional because all the foam help him to be like away from the background, Like this one, everything is completely flat. See the difference? And that's what make it pop. And now we take some ink and we go around it. This is so much fun. I'm a beginner. I learn watching videos, talking to people online, on Facebook, asking questions. So if you have a question, if you need to know or have, like, I don't know what to do, I'm stuck, I don't know what I'm doing, ask questions. We don't mind. I don't mind if you message me and ask me all the questions, and I'm just going a little bit over, and because it's raised, I can do it. So that way, see, if I can go as darker as I wish. I can emphasize those corners if I want to, like that. And there you have it. This is card number 2. Got a little gift. And if you want, you can like highlight some details using acrylic paints. So we're gonna do like here, like the bow. We're gonna make it gold. I can go like right here and highlight the tree, like, or I can go around the sentiment like this, and I can add dots in the corner. See, you make it your own. Then I can go my more dots over here in the back. You can do anything you wish. See? And this is card number 2, already done. See, for card number 3, I use 3 colors. I use this spice marmalade, the squeeze lemonade, and the shabby shutters, the green one. So I use these 3 colors. You can use as many colors as you want. And then the 4th color will be the black one, so I do the border. And this one, we are going to use this sticker right here. And we are going to place this sticker right in the center. Make sure that it doesn't come undone. If it comes undone, like now, I will recommend you to go and add more glue. Sometimes the glue on these stickers, and especially if you had them for a long time, they are not reliable. So add glue. Yeah, don't do like you saw me do it. Go and add some glue. Now we're gonna make sure that it stays right there where we put it. Okay, see, this will take, you can start doing it like this, like getting nice stickers, and they are this one is already dimensional. And we don't have to put a sentiment because it already have a word in there. See, if you want to start making them like this, and then when you trade them, you tell whoever is going to be trading with you the mediums that you use. Like I use this distress, I make my own background, but it's a sticker. but they can see that it's a beautiful sticker. If it's a sticker that they don't see, that they have seen before and they like it, they will trade with you. And then we can decorate around it with this marker. Make like a border. And that will give it more dimension. And then that will add like a personal touch to your card. And there we have it. I hope that this will inspire you to start making ATC's cards. And you see, we did it here 3 different ways. We use stickers. Sorry, I was not on the camera. We did it 3D, fussy cutting and making our own background, and then this is with a water and color background and more elements. So I hope you like them and get you started, and thank you for watching. My name is Carmen, and thank you for being here. Bye.